In this episode of What's Working Now, we are going to talk about how to manage your money. For most of us, the dream is to have a good life, whatever that means for you. For some, it may mean getting a good job and being able to afford all that we've so far only dreamt about. Chances are, whatever your dream is, it involves having money in your pocket. To create long-lasting wealth, it is important that you are good with money. Being good with money has nothing to do with how much money you make. You can make pennies and still be great with money. Rather, it is about combining some essential skills to ensure that you are getting the most out of your earnings and that you can meet your needs, in this case, the bare necessities for a comfortable life. Here are some excellent pointers on ways you can be good with money. 1. Modify your attitude toward money. You may be at a point where you are consumed by the bad financial decisions you have made your entire life. Your bills are unpaid, and all you have in the bank is enough to get you that box of pizza you've been craving all day. You can't imagine a life without money problems, and yet you've come across this video telling you that it is possible to be good with money no matter where you are in life right now. The first step toward being good with money is admitting can you have the ability. This entails altering your beliefs about how money works for and around you. It entails realizing that you can control your financial present and future and make your dreams a reality. If you're having trouble believing it's possible, look up people who have been in your shoes and gotten to where you want to go financially. Then, with perseverance, work toward achieving that future for yourself. 2. Conserve. Having a savings account, or several of them, is a very important step when looking to be good with money. Experts recommend that you should have more than one savings account as it creates specific plans for your money. Savings accounts serve a variety of functions. First, they provide you with a safety net in an emergency. This means that when something comes up, you don't have to use money that was supposed to be used to pay your monthly student debt and car insurance to pay for an emergency. Secondly, they're useful for making big purchases. Second, they are useful when making large purchases. It is advised to save for large purchases rather than using credit cards. Buying a new machine with cash means that you can afford it. Buying one on credit means that it is technically not yours until you have paid off the credit and interest accrued. Nowadays, you can have your bank automatically deduct a percentage of your checking account balance and deposit it into your savings account as soon as your paycheck arrives. So, if you don't already have one, open one and consider your goals for making it a reality. 3. Create a spending plan. Budgeting entails identifying your needs for a period, putting a price tag on them, determining how much you have and whether it will be enough to meet the needs, adjusting as needed, and then meeting them. The first step is to determine what you need. The utility rule applies here, which means that if something isn't necessarily useful, don't write it down. Alternatively, you can list your desires and their dreams of funding the next Mars mission and then arrange them in order of importance, from most important to least important. The money example: an expensive pair of Louboutin boots on your list would come after groceries and bills. Second, assign a cost to the items you require, or desire, for budgeting and add the total. Then, look at how much you have to spend and decide of whether it will be sufficient. If not, remove the least needed items from your list. If it is more than enough, you can invest it, save it, or buy that pair of red-bottom Louboutins. Budgeting helps you live within your means by allowing you to indulge in things you want as long as you can afford them. It is best to create monthly budgets and stick to them throughout the year. This means that when unplanned purchases or unexpected income occur, the budget is consulted before any money that was not intended to be spent is drained. Most importantly, remember to budget for fun money. Otherwise, you'll end up slashing your budget on the spur of the moment. You are, after all, only human. 4. Make use of the cash envelope system. The cash envelope system works for one major reason: it gives you perspective on how you spend your money. There are several key areas of spending to consider when budgeting. For example, you might be expected to pay bills, buy groceries, and settle a debt in one month. You could set aside some money for fun and entertainment in the same month. You will have 4 envelopes in this system: one for bills, one for groceries, one for debt, and one for fun and entertainment. Each of these envelopes contains the exact amount needed to complete each task. As a result, when you go grocery shopping, you only bring the grocery envelope and a list with assorted prices. Putting your credit and debit cards away and dealing with cash only ensures that you don't spend more than you intended, which is a drawback of using cards. This is especially important if you have a bad relationship with money and need to regain control of your finances. Use only cash until you feel you have regained control. 5. Reduce your spending while increasing your income. This brings us back to the budgeting issue. The need to spend less, or the equivalent of what you earn, is at the heart of budgeting. When budgeting, One begins by listing down a list of the things that they need for the period that they are budgeting for. You can identify areas where you need to cut back on spending by using this list of needs and comparing it to previous lists. When you reduce the amount of money you spend buying things or paying bills or on entertainment, you get to keep more of your money. So, if you're doing weekly budgets, change it to every 2 weeks, then every month. Also, instead of ordering takeout, start cooking at home. Cooking allows you to prepare multiple meals at once with few ingredients and is generally less expensive than eating out. Better yet, set a budget for when you want takeout and when you want to eat out, and once you've spent it all, eat only home-cooked meals. Unless you're not paying for it, of course. Find ways to increase your income while reducing your spending. If you have a hobby that can earn money, pursue it. Do it if you know someone whose company you can invest in for dividends. Could you do it? You can increase your disposable income by doing these 2 things. 6. Invest for your old age. At some point, you will be too old to generate any new income. Therefore, you need to start earning money now that you can spend later on your everyday needs. Investing in your employer's retirement plan, if one is available where you work, is the simplest way to accomplish this. This entails having some money deducted from your paycheck each month and then accruing interest until you retire or until a mutually agreed upon time. Investing in real estate, a personal pension that invests monthly, quarterly, or yearly income, or in the development or marketing of creative works and intellectual property such as patents are other ways to ensure your income in old age. These strategies will ensure that you do not have to work until the day you die. 7. Create a plan for debt repayment. You can be good with money even if you have debt. Not all debts are bad. For example, if public transportation in your area is inadequate, you may be required to obtain a car loan. Alternatively, your college student loans may still be haunting you. While debt is not inherently bad, paying it off haphazardly may lead to an even worse financial situation. For example, even if you are debt-free, it is not advisable to use all of your income to pay off your debt. Do you understand why? Because you used all of your disposable income to get out of debt in the first place, chances are you'll get into more debt to provide for yourself. Therefore, you must make a financial plan to pay off all your debts. Begin by listing everything you own and identifying any accruing interest rates. You can then devise a strategy for repaying the debt over time, your expenses, and your income. If the debt accrues interest and default payments, speak with your financial provider and devise a plan that will not financially cripple you. 8. Make certain that you receive value. Ensure that you get value. There are 2 ways to get value: by ensuring that you don't just go cheap and by ensuring that your investments will result in acceptable returns. Cheap is expensive. What is cheap is expensive? When something is cheap, it means that the cost of production is low, which likely means that quality was sacrificed. As a result, such a product is likely to lose value in a short period. When you make it a point to get good value for your money, you look for a product that will last a reasonable amount of time. You are better off buying a pair of shoes at $100 which will serve you over a year than one which you buy at $40 only for it to serve you only 2 months. Getting value for your investment involves determining that the money you are giving up will have an acceptable amount of returns. This means avoiding investments that appear too good to be true or are not worth the value they claim to have. When you get the best prices for your purchases and investments, you are on your way to becoming good with money. Deal with the money issue that bugs you most at any point in time. You may have a small issue related to money that bugs you. You may have a minor financial issue that bothers you at any time. You may be bothered by a small service charge from the bank. Such a minor issue may feel like a burden to you, making it appear more difficult than it is. So, what are you going to do? Take care of it. You'd be surprised how much money you can save or how much more you can earn by addressing a minor annoyance. For example, a small service charge from the bank could be bothering you. Such a small issue could be a weight you carry around and might seem more challenging than it is. If you are doing at least half of the things we just mentioned, you are well on your way to becoming a good money manager, and you may even be able to fund the next Mars mission. The financial world can be intimidating, but you don't need a PhD, you only need the fundamentals. Learn about saving, budgeting, investing, and everything else you need to know to live a financially secure and healthy life. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video or think it would benefit a friend or someone else, please share it. Also guys, please do me a favor and click on the bell icon and enable notifications if you're a subscriber. If you're not, well, welcome to the channel, and I hope you subscribe and enable notifications. With that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.